Hello everyone and welcome, it's Shanna. Now today I'm working with one of Kraftin Kimmie's stamps and this is called Have a Nice Day. We've got a little girl skater, we've got a skier and a hockey player and some great sentiments. Today I'm going to be working with the little skater girl and I'm going to bring in my Misty and my sticky mat there has kind of lost its sticky, so I flipped it over and that seems to help. I rotate it every once in a while. Anyway, I'm going to bring in the little skater girl and get her laid down here on this hammer mill cardstock piece and just get her positioned on there. And I am going to bring in the sentiment skating by to say hi, I think is what it says. And I'm going to get it inked up. I'll bring in my Memento black ink because I'm going to use some alcohol markers, and Memento ink is safe to color with, and so I'm just going to get it inked up. I think that little girl's name's called Lulu, is what the skater girl's name is, if I'm not mistaken. But I'm just going to ink it up, and you can see it just inks up fabulous. I'm going to do 2 presses just to get real crisp, but I find that Kraftin Kimmie stamps ink up very well, even on the first time. A lot of times you can use the first inking just fine. So I've got my little gal, and I'm going to create like a pond or a little skating rink that she's skating on. And I'm just going to do my coloring. I've got it sped up tremendously and just do some coloring. And the first color, the marker was pretty dry. So I had to bring in another color, and I used a darker color to kind of outline it. And I'm just going to get it colored up. And I think this is when I decided to bring in another color and just try to blend it in. And I'll blend on that quite a bit to try and get it evened out. And then in the end, we'll do some extra detail that will make it look even better. So I'm kind of making some circles on there to, like, she has kind of spun in circles and made some marks on the ice. And then I'm just going to bring in some pink and color her dress in pink and her little hair bows in pink and her little skates in pink. And then we'll just bring in some skin tone and get her skin colored up. And then we'll bring in some brown and color her little hair brown. And I think it turns out super cute. And I think that almost finishes up our coloring. I think it looks cute. So next what I'm going to do is bring in one of my nested dies and do some die cutting out. Now you'll notice I take some tape and I tape it down. And when I go to my die cutting machine, somehow it shifted and it cut my sentiment off. And so I was like, oh no. But we're going to bring in another sentiment and just cover it up and we can use it. So there are ways to fix problems in your card making. And you can see I zoomed out a little bit there. I think I took a break and then I came back and set my camera up and it was zoomed out. So I'm going to bring in this Recollections paper from Michaels. And I thought the tone of it was the right tone to kind of go with my little ice skating rink there. And so I'm just going to cut it down to, I actually cut my panels down to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then I'm going to use the nested die and die cut out a larger piece so that we have just an extra layer there, and I think that adds to the card. And I'm just kind of fiddling around with it. And I'm going to bring in some pink because I've got her pink dress. And this is Dahlia cardstock from Spellbinders. And I love this color, and I love Spellbinders Essential Cardstock. So I'm going to use that, and I'm going to use one of my embossing folders here. This is a Christmas winter, like a snowflake. I think Hexy Snowflake is what it's called. I'll link it in the description box below, but it'll add a lot of interest to our card. And so I'm just kind of eyeballing everything and trying to figure out what I'm going to do with it. And so I'm going to bring in my card base. I need to get some scored up because I don't have any ready. So I'll just use my Score Buddy, score this up, try to get a nice press on it. And this is just going to be a side folding. So we're going to take our embossed panel, and I'm going to bring in my glue. I had my tip on there, and we'll just get some glue laid down on here, and we'll lay this down on our card base. try to get it lined up. Just kind of pushing against my glass mat there to try and get it lined up right. And now we're ready to start building our card. So I'm still dog sitting, and we're having the noises from the dogs. And I'm toning down this panel. Okay, I had to pause there because we were having to get the dogs to settle down. My husband was yelling, Remy, that is her name, Remy. And anyway, I'm just toning that white down with just whatever was left on my blue blending brush. Ooh, it's not easy to say. And then I'm going to get my little girl laid down on this layered. This is a nested label and tag die from Spellbinders, and I'll link it in the description box as well. And these, they have several sizes of these. I mean, you can get down to a real small tag piece with these. They're just nice to have. And I'm going to get her laid down on that bottom layer there. And I think she's super cute, and I love what the embossed panel does for adding interest. And then I was looking at this and I thought, I'm going to bring that blue back in, and I've still got my cinnamon laying there on my Misty, and so I'm just going to ink it up, and then we're going to grab a die, I think, and die cut this out. And I just thought the blue would pop better than the white, and so I'm just going to take this die here. I'm going to just kind of snuggle it up next to there, knowing that I'm going to have to cut the other side of it. And we'll just pop it out. And I'm just going to eyeball it and see how long I want it to be. I was thinking about making it like a tag, like a banner, like V-cutting it, but I didn't. I'll make a straight cut, or I try to make a straight cut, and then I'll make a second cut to try and straighten it up. And then we'll get it laid down on there. And I was just trying to decide, how I want to put it on there. I'm going to bring in some foam tape. I did decide to pop this up. And I've got some thin strips here, and I'm just going to lay 2 of them down on there. And then we will get these cut out. Now, I'm making this video well in advance of the release because we are going to be traveling. And so I needed to get ahead on my videos. And so I'm just making everything in advance. I'm making some pretty good headway. I mean, I'm cranking out some content. I mean, I'm doing 2 and 3 videos a day. I should say a night. I have just a real small window in the evening after the kids sleep to make my videos, but I'm making the most of it. So I've got that cinnamon down, and then I thought about these Altenew enamel dots that I have. They're the perfect color. And there's some circular ones and there's some heart ones. And I'm going to put the smallest little heart in the right color down there on my cinnamon. And Remy was chasing Polly again, so I had to pause. Anyway, I'm going to take the little heart and lay it there next to my sentiment. And then I'm going to add several of the small circular ones around my little girl's skate, above it and below it. Almost like if some ice was flying off her skate from spinning around and flinging her little, pirouette. I don't know what that move is in skating terms, but I think it's super cute, and I'm real happy with how this all comes together. And we'll just clean up, kind of get my mess cleaned up and take a look at her. I think she's super cute. Then I thought I would add some stickles to it and kind of make some glitter on the skating rink there. And I had this kind of teal colored stickles, and I'm just going to kind of follow those circular areas that I drew with my marker and add some glitter to it. And I think it'll add a little pop to it. And so I'm just taking those and adding it. And of course I'm going to set it aside and let it dry very carefully, because it'll take quite a bit of time for that to dry so that you don't make a mess out of it. And I'm just kind of adding to the little circular areas around her skate. And I really like how this all came together. the stickles was kind of an afterthought, but I really like it. So I hope you like it too. Thanks for watching, and have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.